You know what really messed with me in that last grouping though was seeing this work edited differently
Mm.
in a way that I
Uh-huh.
thought was for me was much less powerful.
Hmm.
I 100% agree
Hmm.
with it being a less powerful edit.
Mm-hmm.
The last one that we just
Right.
saw.
The
I
one,
know.
the one
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
curious. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a feeling. So,
We can go through these hopefully a little quickly because we've seen some of them,
right.
and we'll be going through a few projects for each.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, sorry, this is a whole portfolio.
This is a separate entry, right?
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same. Are we, Julian, Lizzie, do you mind delineating when it's a new entry?
Yeah, of course. This is the second project. I'll just go back to the top here.
So are these like a single editor in a team, or is this the director of photography?
In this case, it's a single editor from National
Okay.
Geographic. So I'm guessing you will
Yeah.
see other entries from National Geographic for other editors.
Yep. I don't think that like excludes a director level person from submitting their body of work, if that makes sense.
At
Mhm.
Geographic, the director doesn't edit specific stories normally. So
Okay. Got it.
So this is the third entry that we're moving on to. This next one will be the fourth one.
Haha, the one that got away.
And finally, this is the fifth and final.
Could we just really quickly just go through them all, but just the contact sheets, not like one by one? Just scroll through the contact sheets real quick. Okay.
I'm sorry, could we look at this one? Would you, anybody mind if we looked at this spread by spread? It doesn't have to be, I mean, it can be fast. I think I just kind of spaced out a little bit. Yeah, you can be fast. I just need to refresh my memory. Thank you so much.
And I believe we've seen some of the previous stories, maybe one or two times more than this one.
Right, exactly. Thank you.
Right. Thank you guys so much. Were there any that sort of rose to the top for anyone?
The second one was very strong for me. And the first one, maybe.
Yeah, I think the first, second, and then the last are in my top three.
Kind of like the first, the third, and the last, although I'm open to the second also, but I thought the post entry was strong.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah, I think the first two are I don't know where they place, but they're in for me. The other ones
Yeah.
I'm
Agreed.
struggling with.
As you know, I think I like the second one a lot also. I just felt like the Women on the Move story wasn't as strong as some of the other
Be- rough,
stories.
that one.
And
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the last one, I thought maybe the mountain climbing story, which didn't really get me that excited, but there were other strong stories. And I like the third one with the underwater story we looked at before. And I thought that Serengeti story was pretty amazing, the swarm story or something. And
Mhm.
anyway, I'm less interested in the whales, but just because there's so much repetition visually, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Ariana?
I think I'm really digging the first set, so the Washington Post set,
uh,
and then the last two Nat Geo sets.
Interesting.
wow. So we all pick slightly different geographic
Yeah.
features.
It sounded like you all aligned on the first one, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the first is the first, right?
Confident. Yeah.
Right.
And then a second, there was some discussion, but if we were to rank them, let's say, I know the second one was up there for some of you. Was there another sort of second choice that stood out to folks?
Can I see that third one again? And it could just be the contact sheet. We don't have to go. Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Emily K, remind me, which did you say that you liked, the first and the last, and which else?
I thought the first two, the first one, the
Okay.
second one, which is a Nat Geo one with the story about
Uh-huh.
the house neighborhood. And then the last one, which was a lot of like clean energy.
Right.
Mhm.
So you and Sheminder basically agreed on the same three, right? Shminder, did you say the
No,
first? Oh,
I said the
sorry.
first and the second. I didn't have
Uh-huh.
a strong third.
Oh, okay, great. I just couldn't remember. Thank you.
Yeah.
They should all get together and they should go into the team section.
Right?
I know. Well, I mean, that's what they
We should
do.
let them know.
Yeah, that's what they do for POY, but for the McDougall Editing Award. And so that's why they've won a number of times, but. So,
Could I see the contact sheet for the second to last entry? That's correct. Okay, thank you.
So, does anyone else feel strongly about a second?
I'm just trying to keep it all in my head right now.
Yeah.
Well, the second one has the women story that we all thought was problematic, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but are you
The-
saying, Sheminder, which
I think
entry should be placing
second.
second? Is that what you mean?
exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it also has the one that we like the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe those cancel each other out.
It does
And-
for me. I think the
So-
strengths of I think there are 3 stories in that portfolio, and the first 2 stories are really good, and
Are
the
really
third
good,
one-
right?
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
third
third one's
one.
not so great.
Perfect.
I agree. I would agree with that. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought the second story was really beautiful.
Consensus on this.
is that I think it's the Stanmeyer story about this guy named Paul Salopek who's like walking around the world or something. Is that?
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and they've run, I don't know, maybe 7 stories already, and they're still
I mean,
going.
that photo right there. Go back
It's
to that
so
bucket photo.
good.
It's
Oh my
so good.
God.
Look at that.
Yeah, I
Wonderful.
know.
It makes me
Really
angry how
wonderful.
good it is.
Yeah, he's an amazing
Who's-
photographer. He's really
Who's the
good.
other photographer that has the famous photo, the red pail? Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Sam Abel?
Yes.
The
Yeah.
cattle. Yeah,
Yep,
I know
yep.
what you mean. Right. That is an amazingly iconic photograph.
It was this.
Yeah, I
page
don't
that
know
did
why
it
they
for
didn't
me.
submit this instead of the. This
Oh,
is so
I know.
solid.
So
It's
good.
incredible.
Yeah, I know, they should have.
It's like
Yeah.
velvet.
So they
Yeah.
should have. But
Okay, so
And then this is where
this
I
didn't
struggle
happen.
too.
Yeah, that's how I'm
Yeah.
looking at it too.
Yeah.
but I feel like each entry has one story that is just not as strong as the
I would
rest.
agree.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
And if all of
Well-
them have that, you can kind of weigh it based on the ones you loved
Yeah.
most, right?
Even the
Right.
Washington Post one actually,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
had a weak
that's
story
true.
in there too. Like, can
That's
we open that
true.
one up
Weak
again?
It had,
Uh-oh.
Exodus, queer quarantine, Miami Beach, and then one about the mother and the son, and then life after war in
Oh, yeah.
Gaza. So,
Yeah. Oh man, the Miami Beach story is
Yeah.
so good.
yeah. And of course, I love the one about, what is it, healing in nature, something through the quarantine. Or,
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
yeah, Venezuela. It was Venezuela in quarantine.
Oh.
Yeah, I like that one. But
It's got range.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
So then are we happy with the DCR 13 as number 2?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, which one is number 2?
Oh, 0677 DCR 13. The one that's not that one.
No,
That
That
one.
one.
The one with St. Albans in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could go with that. I mean,
Oh,
honestly,
man.
I kind of think of three of the geographic entries as being kind of around the same, so I could be talked into many different configurations. But
This feels good.
This is
for
my number
second.
2.
Yeah.
yeah, I remember you
It's
saying
very
that.
strong
Yeah.
in my mind.
And Emily, you said that too, right? So,
Yeah, I think it's great.
mhm. Yeah, I do.
And I don't
Is
like
it-
that last one at all.
Oh, you
Or
don't?
outweighing.
No,
the-
she
the
means she
women-
doesn't like the
The
last
third
story
story, yeah.
in that
Women-
entry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So is that
So then who's our third?
wait, so are we all in
Less
agreement?
submission?
on
Yes,
this
Oh,
we
one?
are.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fine with me.
We're overruled.
But I have to say that I do know, I'm pretty sure I know who each of the geographic editors is, but it doesn't influence my voting. So,
Was there like a third that is up against this one?
What do you mean, like for third place or?
For second? Is
Oh,
there another
Oh.
that you all were feeling would trump that?
No.
I mean, I like both of the one that had the 2 underwater stories and the last one with the clean energy. I liked both of those a lot as an entry, but I feel like I'm very happy with the second one as the second also. So
Yeah, I'm considering DCR2 and DCR 57 for a third place. And I'm leaning
We look
towards
at 50s.
DCR 57.
7. Can we look at 57
mhm.
contact sheet?
Yeah,
Thank
I'd be
you.
happy with either of those as third, I think.
I mean, I think what's really
Yeah.
cool about this one is that it's really hard to do interesting stuff about clean energy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that is
You know,
true.
It always looks just like stock.
Mhm.
And that
Uh-huh.
one picture up there with the wind turbines
So
Mhm.
good.
is really quite good for what is ultimately a picture of a wind turbine.
Yep.
Or like farther up. But anyway, a few of these, like
yeah.
these are, they're this one up there with the cows and the truck. It's like,
Yeah, I
really
like that. I
good.
really like that.
solid.
I
That's
really
solid.
like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. And I think
So-
that one is the one picture in that story that's by a different photographer. So that was a picture editing decision. I could be wrong, but I think that might be Nicole Sebecki, that they brought that in from her Sudan story to put in.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
I believe, I could be completely wrong, but that was my recollection. So, and that the rest was shot mostly by a different photographer. But is that Nicole? I forget. Anyway.
There appear to
I
be a
love
couple.
your like inside knowledge.
Yeah.
No, I just, it could be completely mistaken, believe me. So, I mean, the thing, the mountain climbing story and the travel in Trieste story were not as compelling to me as the other stories in this entry, I have to say, but I'm
Yeah.
perfectly fine with it being third. It just,
Can we
everybody
see those parts? I
Yeah.
don't really remember that.
You can just keep going.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just a little biased, I guess, because a lot of these kinds of stories just are less interesting to me, but
Yeah, no, I hear you.
I like that picture, but
I like this picture.
yeah, and that's nice too.
That's
The
okay, yeah.
stories
Yeah.
is pretty good actually
isn't
for what
great,
it
yeah.
is.
Uh-huh.
It's difficult to do a travel story
There's
that
just
doesn't
like-
feel like stock.
Well, it
Right.
kind of
It's
feels like
true.
stock.
It's true. Could we look at the third portfolio also, please? Just spread by spread, that would be great. The one that had the underwater things in it. So, because even though I'm not as interested in the whale story, although I will say, although maybe you don't need to know this, that a lot of those whale pictures were kind of one of a kind, first time, never seen before kind of situations. But,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I was looking at those whale pictures and I was like, I don't think I've ever seen a whale's eye as like clear
Oh.
as I have in those
Uh-huh.
images.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to look at this again because I do think that this story in particular and this story, I think this story is really amazing, but it's just all the different species, that were covered in this story. But anyway,
There's one
that's-
shot.
Okay, I
in
could be
this
That's
swayed. Let's do
incredible.
this one instead. This one for
Well,
3.
I mean, I could go either way, honestly. I think they're both strong, and I wish we could, I just wish we could do more, but. Like, look at
It's so
that,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
But again,
Also so
I know
good.
we're not talking about specifically about how great the photographer is, because I do think the photographer is great, but it's about the picture editing. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
feel
but
like
the
that
editor's
last
involved from the
portfolio.
beginning, no?
what's that?
I mean, the editor begins the process and hires the photographer. No, I mean, is that not how it works at the
Not always.
Nat Geo?
Yeah, I mean, the director of photography is the person who makes the assignment, but I think in many cases, especially with the natural history stories, it's more organic because of what the people naturally specialize in,
Right.
But anyway, but I'm sure this editor was very involved with all of these stories. But I think the last entry is also very strong. So, I'm probably not the right person to advocate for something, since you all are coming to these kind of fresher,
Mhm.
So.
These are great, but there's just something that's so striking about, I think, just the decisions that are being made in that last portfolio.
Yeah, you guys decide, because I feel like it's not fair for me to get too involved.
I don't know. I'm leaning towards 2 now as my third.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just found it to be more consistently at a higher level, where the other one had a few stories that I did not like.
That's true. But it's hard to take a bad picture of a elephant.
Oh no, I could show you some bad pictures of an elephant.
Yeah, you guys have to decide.
My
I feel like
vote's for DCR
Yeah, I have
57.
to. What's that?
My vote's for DCR 57.
Oh, so you're still going for
third
the last one
place.
for
The
third.
third.
So.
I'm voting for 2.
All right, Emily, you have to be the tiebreaker.
Someone can, I can't. They're both fine. They're both great.
I mean, that's how I feel too,
They-
honestly.
Are
I guess-
both. I honestly don't understand how magazines work. I mean, I don't understand how Nat Geo works. I thought that I'm used to having a photo editor be part of the process from the very beginning, which would
Well,
make
they
that.
are. They
Yeah.
absolutely are. I mean, at Geographic, probably more than any other place, they are involved from the minute the magazine either accepts an idea or that someone comes to them with a project. The photo editor is the most fundamental person who's involved with the story.
Okay.
So, but what does that mean? How does that influence your choice?
I guess 2 or 57. Fucking hell.
Don't
I-
guess. Commit.
Or, Oriana and Shminda, do you
should we
want to
talk about
try?
ours?
Yeah, do
Yeah.
you want to try to convince Emily?
No, or just could someone else be involved? In
Well,
this?
if it pleases the jury,
Go ahead.
I think it just comes to consistency for me. They're so close. They're so like 57 does a lot of stuff with very difficult topics, and 2 might seem easy on the surface, like it's pictures of animals, but it's like the most amazing right pictures. And there's a sequence in an edit there that doesn't make things feel boring or that you've seen this already over and over and over.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
feel like in 57, there are 2 stories in particular that I just did not feel were very strong.
But you have to let Oriana speak too before you.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Oriana, you're on mute. Oriana.
I have a
Thank
compromise.
you, Elizabeth.
Okay.
35.
I think DCR2, I think you all have made a fantastic argument for it. I think that gets third place. And I, if we are all willing to, would like to see DCR 57 get an honorable mention.
Oh, definitely. I thought whichever one didn't
Yeah.
get third should have the honorable mention.
100%.
So,
Fabulous.
Great.
okay.
Wow. Thank you.
Great.
You all self-moderated that, so that made my job easy.